As always, it is a pleasure to spend some time with you folks today. And I'd like to introduce myself. I am Richard Walker, and I want to take a moment to thank you for allowing me to give one of my presentations, one of my many presentations I have. But first, what is my professional background? Where am I coming from? Who am I? Well, after 30 years, I retired from the medical field. My medical career began at Indiana University while I majored in allied health. Following my academic accomplishments, I joined the United States Army Medical Corps during the Vietnam War. I was stationed in Incheon, Korea, which was identified as a combat zone, as was Vietnam. After completing my military tour, I returned to the civilian world and assisted in running pathology labs, both private and hospital clinical laboratories. In furthering my professional career, I also held both the state and regional management positions for non-medical national and international companies as well. I completed my professional career with the international company of GlaxoSmithKline Clinical Pathology Laboratory, whereupon I took my retirement. My presentations are sponsored by Home Choice Network, where we believe in independence for seniors and peace of mind for families. Home Choice Network is a home care agency, which is licensed by the state of North Carolina and regulated by the Department of Health and Human Services out of Raleigh. We have been in existence for over 16 years. By the way, I've held the position of president of Toastmasters International Club of the Sandhills. This is a worldwide organization dedicated to public speaking and leadership development. At this time, I would like for you to sit back, relax, and hopefully enjoy the presentation that I prepared for you today. The title of my presentation is The Psyche of the Mind, and I find this presentation very interesting. The psyche of the mind. This entails the soul, the mind, or the spirit. As Webster's dictionary stated, psychologically speaking, your psyche is the center of thought, feeling, and motivation, consciously and unconsciously directing your body's reactions to its social and physical environment. And a lot of people think, well, they understand who they really are, but how do other people look at you? Who are you really? So, by the way, before we get started, the Greek folklore of the butterfly symbol was the psyche. So I thought that was a very beautiful thought. Oliver Wendell Holmes once said, "What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters composed to what lies within us, who we are this moment, this day." Let us keep in mind that the psyche of our being enhances our leadership ability as doing the right thing while management is doing things right. So we must lead our lives as we go forward, and we must manage our lives accordingly. So what is a paradigm? Paradigm came from the Greek scientific word that means perception, or the way we understand or interpret life around us. For example, a map is not a territory, but an explanation of said territory. We perceive people by their character and personality. And I would like to discuss a few moments here about character and personality. Ultimately, our character controls our personality. What is our character? Well, I'd like to give you a few words to identify character. It's quite encompassing. Character, first of all, is integrity, humility, temperance, courage, social intelligence, patience, modesty, responsibility, gratitude, and self-control. That's who we really are. Now, what about our personality? How do people see us? How do we portray ourselves? So, what is our personality? Well, we can be an introvert where we're shy, timid, one who goes to a social gathering and sort of stands in the corner. We can be an extrovert. Now, that's one who jumps right into the middle of the crowd and starts talking, visiting, and not holding back. Our personality is also our attitude. It's tenacious, confident, optimistic. Our personality is our self-awareness, adaptability. It's flexible and reliable. How others perceive us is our personality. Let us take courage in regarding our character. Taking a risk means you can fail. But if you fail, at least you tried, and that is all one can do. If you fail in the end, you fail fighting. Fighting for what you believe in gives you a reason to feel the power of life and being someone for something. This is an example of courage and the result of having strong character. By knowing ourselves, we should understand our character, who we really are. But when we observe the world around us, often our character, due to certain expectations, can shape the way we see the world and often the way we act as well. This can lead to misjudgments and misunderstandings. Predisposed prejudice feelings and attitudes are a good example that will perhaps control our true nature and character. Let us take being self-awareness regarding our personality, for example. By having self-awareness, you allow yourself to acknowledge your own limitations. Thus, you can redirect your efforts to meet said limitations to achieve your goal. Having an optimistic and happy personality fosters well-organized thinking and flexible problem solving. Alan Alda, regarding being an extrovert, once said, and you probably know the actor Alan Alda, and he stated regarding being an extrovert, you must leave the city of your comfort and go into the wilderness of your intuition. What you will discover will be wonderful. What you will discover will be yourself. Take, for example, the tree of life. The leaves are our attitudes and behaviors, while the root of the tree is our character, from which our attitudes and behaviors flow. Hacking at the root will affect the totality of the leaves. It takes sound principles to produce sound results, which equals a sound character. Let's take the farmer, who, if he follows sound principles and plants his crops correctly, will have an abundant crop yield. He shows character of responsibility. Our character, self-perception, may be incorrect, even though we are adamant that we are correct. There was a captain of a battleship moving through fog and flashed a signal to a light up ahead and ordered said ship to move to the left. Seaman First Class Hansen flashed back, identifying himself for the captain's ship to move to the right. The captain became furious and informed First Class Hansen that he would not move his ship to the right, for he, as captain of the battleship, had the authority to do as he wished. First Class Hansen flashed back and informed the captain that he was in charge of the lighthouse and ordered the captain to do as instructed. So often we think, based on our character, that we know what we're talking about, but at times we do not. Do we see what we think we see? Now, this is a very interesting aspect about ourselves and about others. Two people can see the same thing, disagree, and yet both be right. It's not logical, it's psychological. The way we see things is the source of the way we think and the way we act. The way we think is our upbringing, our heritage, our own culture, our personal experiences that we've had in life. This allows us and informs us as to what we think we actually are seeing and the information or conclusion we're drawing from. Can we understand a stranger when we do not understand their heritage, their culture, or their past experiences? We have to stop and think and look at others as to who are they regarding their culture, their background. How perhaps are they looking at me? This enhances the opportunity of understanding communication, both in our understanding and the effort of having a knowledge of their character and their being, but also their personality. We see a stranger through our eyes, through our world. Thus, we may not see what we think we see. Are we objective? So often we are not. We see the world not as it is, but as we are, or as we are conditioned to see it. Remember our own psyche, our own being. The more we understand our paradigm and the paradigm of another person, we then are able to have a more open mind and better perception of reality and a better realistically understanding the view of the world. I'd like to give you a poem, recite a short poem by Edgar Albert Guest. It matters not what gold you seek, its secret here reposes. You've got to dig from week to week to get results or roses. I think that says a lot. As we are coming to the conclusion of the psyche of the mind, I would like to remind you the importance of understanding character and personality and the difference between the two and who we really are. This psyche of the mind presentation is to help us better understand our world and the world around us. It is always a pleasure to have time with you. And we at Home Choice Network take great concern in helping folks to enjoy each and every day. Your health and happiness are especially important to us. Have a great day.